Hello, welcome back. I am Ram Krishna. In this session, we will learn about Docker Compose. Before we begin with Docker Compose, let us revise what we have accomplished in previous video. In the previous video, we learned that how to create an SQL Docker image and push it to the Docker Hub along with a custom database in it. So in this video we will use that same SQL Docker Hub image over here as a SQL Server database, and we will expose it to port 1433, and we create a separate container Docker image for .NET Core application, and we expose it to port 2200. Then what is Docker Compose? It is a tool for defining and running multi-container Docker application. With Compose, you use an YAML file to configure your application and services. Basically, Docker Compose runs in three separate processes. The first process, we define app environment with a Docker file so it can reproduce it anywhere. In the second step, we define the services that make up our application using Docker Compose YAML file, so we can run in the isolated environment. And to run this first and second step, we will use third step as Docker Compose up command to start and run entire app. Let us begin with creating a new project. Give a proper project. We'll enable Docker support for Linux. So our project created successfully along with the Docker file. You can see that our Docker file started to build. If you want a detailed explanation how Docker file works, please watch my previous videos. In that I have explained in detail how Docker file in staging wise build and how it is created and used in CI/CD pipeline as well. If you remember, in the previous video we uploaded a Docker SQL image. In this, using this image, we will connect our SSMS and verify existing database in it, and we will use Entity Framework Core to retrieve this data and display in the .NET Core view page. So let us do that. First, we will run this image in our local. To run the image in local, we need to pull from our Docker Hub. So first let us pull the image from Docker Hub. To pull the image, we use this command, docker pull image name, image path. We'll get image name from the Docker Hub. Just copy the image name along with the tag name. You can see the latest tag is 4.0. Give the tag name and run the command. So it is saying that image is up to date and there is nothing to download. There is no new layer is available to download. So if you see, let us clear the command. Let us see the list of Docker images we have in our system. So you can see that we have the latest image downloaded and running in our system. So we need to run this image, and we'll connect this SQL Server Docker image through our SSMS, and we'll verify that there will be a test database exists there, and with few data in that. Now run this image, docker run. We need to specify the port. We'll run it in the default TCP port for the SQL server, internal and both external as well, and give the image name. So our image started to run. To make sure that there is no ambiguity between the images running, let us delete and run once more. So there are no images are running, so let us run again our image. So our SQL server Docker image is up and running. Let us connect this image through our SSMS. Let us check our DB test is there. We'll fetch this table dbo.customers and we'll show it in the .NET Core view. So let us do that in the .NET. Switch to Visual Studio. We already created our project. Go to Manage NuGet Packages. To use .NET Core, we need two packages installed. So let us install the first one, Entity Framework. Switch to browser section. We'll use Microsoft.Entity Framework Core.SQL Server. Install. Accept terms and condition and install. Now install Entity Framework Core.Tools. So both Entity Framework and tools are installed. So go to tools and go to NuGet Package Manager, open Package Manager console. If you are thinking why I am doing this, to create a model for an existing database in Entity Framework Core, we need to run the scaffold command. To run this scaffold command with respect to DB context, we need to give a connection string to this scaffold command. So let us do that. Scaffold.db context. So give the connection string here. So here we have server. So server is like we before connected to the SSMS. We have localhost and port 1433. We have username, SA and password and SQL authentication mode. The same was given here. We have server and we have DB name, DB test, where we have our customer table and we have username and password. And The created model will be put in the folder named models.db, or else just rename it to model.db generated and run this command. We have an error here. We have a spelling mistake here. Scaffold. Let us run again this same command. So it is SCA, scaffold. So build started. Now you can see that we have new models generated with respect to that database we provided in the scaffold command. So now close this. Now we have our db context file generated, which is inheriting from the main db context, that is db text context or partial class is generated. So let us comment these lines. First we need to add a service reference for a db context. To do that, we go to the startup class and we go for the configure services. We have configure services here, and we need to provide a connection string first to speed up things. Let me copy paste this code. So here we have connection string property, where we'll have set a environment in the Docker Compose file. We'll set these values over there: db service, db port. If there is no value found over there, we'll use default values for this command prompt connection string. Now let us add the db context to this services dot add db context. We have a db test context, where it is generated from entity framework core using scaffold command. Let's initiate this instance to use with the SQL Server. And give the connection string name. So that's it. Build the project. Project build successful. So it's a quick way to fetch the data from the database, guys. So it is not a standard manner. It is just an hack to fetch the data and show it for this demo. It is not a standardized way to access the database through entity framework core. So let me create a view for this. Switch to controller, go to home controller. Let us have an view created. Give a valid view name. Now we need to initiate the db context in the constructor of this controller. So db test context, use control period to initialize the field. We have initialized that. Now we need the list of customers. From this db field. Db test construct that customers to list. And return this list of customer to view. Now we want to create a view for this. The quick way to create a view along with the model: select the list or the template. For the model class, select the customer. If you're thinking where did we get this model, using scaffold command we generated and we stored it in the model db generated file folder. So it is automatically created for us using scaffold command. Select customers, and db context is db context that we just initialized in the startup.cs class, and create a new view for this. So our view is generated successfully. We don't want these columns, let us remove this. td is not needed, just rename it. To quickly access this list customer in the views in the shared layout, we have given a nav item for this, so that it will redirect to controller home and action method list all customer once we run this application. Now we stopped the SQL Docker image and we'll create a new Docker Compose. If you remember, in the slide we have two Docker container. One is for .NET Core application, which is exposed in port 2200, and we have another one, SQL Server database, which is exported in port 1433. So let us do that by using inducing a new Docker Compose YAML file. To do that, open Visual Studio and go to the open folder in File Explorer and open this path in the command prompt and open this in a Visual Studio Code. To open it in Visual Studio Code, use code space dot, and new instance in Visual Studio Code is open now. So we have our list of .NET Core related project files over here. To add a new file to this, let us Ctrl Shift P, and we have the option add Docker Compose file to the workspace. Click add. As you can see, it is using version 3.4. latest one of Docker version is Docker Compose version is 3.5. You can check your Docker Compose is installed in your system by using this command docker -compose -v. So we have Docker Compose installed in our system. So it basically it generated an service for our project Docker Compose demo, and it given a name and it referring the path Docker file path in the same directory, and it's also given the port for this. Now let us alter this Docker Compose file to accommodate our SQL Server Docker image also. Port it will be exposed will be 2200 and default port will be 80. And we'll need to have environment variables here. If you check in the startup services, we have this environment variable defined: db server, db port, and db database, db user, and db password. To speed up, just add this code to here. Now we have db server SQL Docker image this will be the name we will gonna give for the service SQL Docker image. That I will do it in the next step. And we'll have DB port, database name and password. So that's it. Now let us create another service called SQL Docker image. You can copy paste the DB server name. It should be aligned properly. Spacing is very important in creation of YAML file. So our image name will be the image name from our Docker hub that we downloaded. If you switch to clear the command and list the Docker images, our Docker image which is downloaded from the Docker hub is this. Just append tag also, and we need to give environment variable to accept user licensed agreement, and we need to give a password in the environment. Accept EULA. Give it as we need to accept password. We need to give a password. Now we need to give the ports to access. Both internal and external port will be 1433. So our Docker compose file is ready. Let us build this Docker compose file. If we switch to Docker extension, we can see that we don't have any container running. We can also verify that to command. As you can see, we don't have any Docker container running. Let us build this command. Docker compose build. We have an error, unsupported config option for Docker SQL Docker image. If you see that our YAML file spacing is not proper, let us align it properly. Now we can see that in service we have two services, one for our .NET Core project and another for SQL Server. Now run this Docker compose file. Started to build the application or Docker images. If you can see the steps, it is self-explanatory. It is accessing the Docker file and it started to build the Docker images. So our Docker compose build successfully executed. You can run directly from your Docker compose up or compose down, or else you can use command. Let clear the terminal and run our Docker Compose. Now if you see the containers, we have two containers running, one for our Docker hub image, that is SQL Server image, DB demo SQL image with the tag 4.0, and another one is Docker Compose demo is up and running. Now just right click and open it in the browser, the web application one. We have customer list, click on this. Yes, we can able to access the list of customers which is in the DB. You can also try to access this in this, just refresh it and see. Yes, else I will show it in the by connecting it up properly. So we are able to connect to the SQL Docker image. So these are the two container we able to run it from our Docker Compose file. This is the Docker Compose file where we have services basically called containers. So we have one container for Docker Compose demo, and we have another container for Docker image that we exposed our web application in port 2200, and we exposed DB SQL Server image in port 1433. This slide, we have these two container called as services is created in the. We use this YAML file to run this multiple container using Docker Compose, and we created a new Docker Compose. So these were the containers. So that's it guys, that's it in this session. So far in this series we see how to create an Docker image using Visual Studio 29 in the part 1 of this series, and part 2 how to publish into Docker Hub. In part 3 we see that how to build a Docker image and make a CI/CD pipeline in Azure. In the part 4 we see that CI pipeline for Windows, this Docker container in the Azure Container Registry. In part 5 we see that steps to push the Docker image to Azure Container Registry, and in part 7 we see how to run and connect a SQL Docker image in the Azure Container Registry. In part 8 we see that how to do SQL Docker image with a database image and push it to Docker Hub. In this session, in overall we covered how to compose and ASP.NET Core with SQL Server and how to run it. You can see this URL, provide this URL in the description of this video. You can see the steps followed here. I also added to this context that how to use the Docker Hub image to connect our application. That's where we need to improvise ourselves, and how to use the data provided. DB will provide the database images, and we need to connect that and run it in the Docker Compose file. So simultaneously run the application by just getting source code download from directly from GitHub. So that's it guys, that's it in this video. In the upcoming videos I will try to do that, how to use Kubernetes, what is the difference between Docker Compose and Kubernetes, and how to create a CI/CD pipeline for multiple container using Kubernetes will be done in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please give a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my video. Thank you.